going to see how I conduct a live webinar, but you're going to be able to see it behind the scenes. So I've done, man, literally about 4 to 5,000 live webinars. I started doing webinars back in, I want to say like the early 2000s, before you had like all of the automated ways of doing it. So we do both automated, using all of the different automated options that are out there. Go high level, ever webinar, you name it, all of the different ones that we have. But we also do live webinars, and I think that it's best to do a presentation live as often as you possibly can, because it'll help you to brush up on your sales skills, it'll help you to brush up on your presentation skills. So you're gonna see how I actually do this. I'm gonna reposition my iPad so that you guys can actually see my screen, and you'll get a look into this. You'll hear the chimes on and off. We actually have people that are waiting to get in. So we should have, I want to say we should have maybe about 400 or 500 people that actually join us on this webinar tonight. So I'm going to get ready. I will position my iPad in front of, like I said, I'll have it here on my holder so that you can actually see my screen. You'll see what I'm presenting as I'm actually presenting it to a live audience. So this should be actually pretty cool. If you're someone that's looking to host a webinar or a challenge or a workshop or any type of virtual event, hopefully this will give you some insight into how to do it. I'll typically lay out my slides using either Canva or Keynote. You can use PowerPoint, you can use Google Slides. It doesn't matter what you use. I've been able to use webinars to the tune of just really generating a lot of money, like a lot of money. So webinars are a really cool way of doing this. And they're a really fun way of doing it as well. It's a good way of giving back to your audience. It's a good way to be able to provide value. It's a good way to teach and educate people that are looking to get to the next level in whatever area it is that you're offering them. Right? So you'll see behind the scenes on this webinar, I've got more people that are coming in. I'm actually going to go in. I will set up the iPad now. Let me know what questions you have about not only webinars, but what questions do you have about anything as it relates to digital publishing? So digital publishing is one of the things that I love, because it allows you to go in and just literally do some really cool things, as you will see as we get into today's webinar. So let me go in. I'm actually going to share my screen here. And I'll start letting people in. Typically, when I'm hosting a webinar like this, we'll start a few minutes early. Like, one of the best things that you can do is start a few minutes early. You can play some music, some high energy music. You can play like some personal development, some motivational content that'll get your audience like ready and prepared for what you'll actually be sharing with them. So I'm not going to do that today, only because I'm broadcasting this live on YouTube and I don't want to get a strike for using any type of copywritten material, but typically that's what you would do. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to let some people in. All right, we've got more people that are coming in, and I'm actually going to welcome them in. All right, so, all right guys, welcome. Boom, 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 boom. Looks like you guys are early. We've got a couple of minutes before we actually get started. So while we're waiting, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know, what do you plan or hope to learn from this event. Let me know if this is your first event that you've ever watched with me, or if you've watched other events with me in the past as well. So this is going to be, I think you'll get a lot of value out of this. There's some cool things that I have that I'm going to be sharing with you. So Joanne, good to see you. Who else do we have? We got someone who says, well, we got Firefly's note taker that's joining us. So good to have you there, whoever that is. Kathy, good to see you again as well. Lorraine, good to see you. Paul, good to see you. Everyone else that's coming in, put your names in the chat box. Let me know where you're watching from. I see a lot of people that are actually coming in. All right, very cool. Who else do we have? We got Paul that's over there. Good to have you, Paul. All right, we've got Rosemary joining us as well. Rosemary, where are you joining us from? Let me know what city or state you guys are joining from as well. All right. And then Who else do we have? Got more people that are actually coming in. I'm gonna let everyone else in. And we've got just about 2 more minutes before the top of the hour, and we'll be getting started in just a couple of minutes. We've got Sai from Fiji, all the way from Fiji. Lorraine's over in the UK. Lorraine, good to have you join us from the UK as well. All right. We've got people from all over the place, which is always great. So Sal is from Bula, Fiji. You know, Sal, Fiji is actually on my list. So that's definitely on my list. I might have to reach out to you when my family and I are ready to head that way. All right. So let me know where else. Let me know where you guys are watching from. All right. So Bula, Fiji. What's the weather like right now in Fiji? What's the weather like in the UK, wherever you are? And then what time is it? Let me know what time is it in Fiji where you're at. You guys are a little bit early, so that's great. I always tell my kids it's better to be early than it is to be late, right? You can always, like, being early, it just looks good on you. Being late, unless you have a really valid reason to be late, doesn't look so good, does it? All right, so tonight we're going to learn how to actually use AI to build out content that you can then go in and do some really interesting things with, as I'll be sharing with you in just a bit. So we got about 1 more minute, and then I'll be, I'm actually gonna go in and start switching my mic, because I'm gonna switch my mic here, and then you guys will be able to, hopefully you'll be able to hear me. I'm gonna need your assistance today. Right, we got Pamela that's coming in, more people that are coming in, so really cool. So I'm gonna stop sharing, and then I'll start resharing. And then again, I'm gonna need your help to let me know if you can actually hear me, and then if you can see my screen. I'm gonna let everyone else who's coming in as well. All right. All right, we're gonna rock and roll. We are going to start. I'm gonna turn Tony Robbins off. Let me know where you're watching from really quickly. All right, Tony, we're starting this training here. We're gonna turn this off. We're going to jump over here. I am going to let me know where you guys are watching from, and I'm gonna read these off in just a minute. Give me a second. I got more people that are coming in. We'll probably have a ton of people on this thing. Typically, people come in late. How is your Halloween going? Let me know how your Halloween is going so far. Sally in New Zealand, what time is it for you over in New Zealand, Sally? Jane, good to see you. PhD. And we celebrate Halloween year round here.
What's 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon?
Oh wow, okay, Sally.
I'm just using my lunch break.
All right, awesome, Sally. Thanks for joining. It's always good to see you. Kuala Lumpur, Joni. All right, who wants to unmute yourself, guys, really quick? I love to thank you, Sally, for setting that off. I love to hear from everyone. So unmute yourself and talk into the mic and let me know what time is it for you right now, really quickly. Sally, I think everyone else is shy. You're all right. So you're the only alcohol one.
Oh well, I guess I'm fully awake and I'm not worn out yet.
There you go. Ann Harris in Raleigh, North Carolina. Ann, you're right up the street from me. Let's see. Patricia says it's going well. All right. Joni says it's going well. Who else we got? I hear someone else. Peggy, how are you?
Much better, thank you, Ty. It's just after 8 a.m. in Borneo. A very beautiful day, very bright morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Peggy. Peggy, you know I'm hearing from you, so it's always good to hear from you. You make my day, Peggy. So I love meeting you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else do we have? Who else is? Come on, guys, open up. Sarah, we got some positive energy here, and this is the positive energy is what gets me going, and I want to share as much as possible when I have this positive energy around me. So who else we got? Let me know. Open up your mic and just speak into the mic. Don't be shy. Look, we can't even see you. You guys can't. I don't have my camera on right now because.
Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. My name is Ty Cohen. What's your name?
Ty. Ty Williams.
Oh, Ty Williams, look at that. I see. Look at that. This is gonna be a good training. You just gave me a good omen there. I see. All right, thank you. Appreciate you. Who else do we have? Open up the mic, guys. Let us know who's here with us.
And Fred in Arizona. Russ Fox.
Fred in Arizona. Fred, you know, before I'm from Connecticut, and I see Paul is from Connecticut. And before we moved to North Carolina, Arizona was my first choice, but my wife said no way because it's too hot.
Yeah. Yeah, just last week it was still in the 90s, 95.
Wow, okay. All right. Well, hey, look, I'll take it. Today was 80. You guys are serious.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you lots of great content. I want you to pay attention. I want you to take notes, write down some of the stuff. I'm going to mute everyone out because I'm going to go in. Russ Fox, I see you there. I see Lorraine also. So, Russ, where are you at? Where are you? I think Russ. I see Lorraine, and then Maury. Maury looks like you're unmuted. Sai, over in Fiji, where are you at? All right. Oh, okay. Well, no one else wants to come on. I'm gonna mute everyone out then.
Ty.
Can you hear me?
You muted yourself.
Oh, can you hear? Oh, thank you for that. Was that Lorraine? Who was that?
Yes.
All right. Lorraine, how are you doing tonight? All right. Who else? Maury. I see Maury's there. I saw Russ Fox. He had unmuted himself as well. Russ, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and I'm also in Arizona, but I'm at 4,000 feet, so it's like getting down into the 20s at nighttime.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you guys are probably going to be getting some snow this year, huh?
You could have moved here, you know. You didn't have to go to Phoenix.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Coming from Connecticut, that would have been just about the same there for us. All right, Russ. Thank you for that. All right. All right, Maury, how's it going?
It's going okay.
All right, Maury. All right, good to have you join us. And then I think I got Sai as well. Sai, I called you. I said Sal earlier, but I know it's Sai. Is it Sai? Over in...
S-A-I. I mean, like you say in English, S-I-G-H.
Okay, gotcha. And you're over in Fiji, correct?
Yes, it's a beautiful sunny day, and I'm outside enjoying the sunshine. And I'm walking to have lunch with somebody, so it's a working kind of lunch.
Okay, perfect. So it's just after it's 8:06 Eastern for me right now. What
1 p.m. here. We have the same time zone as New Zealand.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right. Well, look, thank you for joining us. We're gonna kick this thing off. I'm gonna mute everyone out, and let's rock and roll with this. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna go pretty fast, so please make sure that you are taking notes. I may not have the chance to answer all the questions. I'll try my best, but we'll have a lot of people that are coming in. So please forgive me if I don't answer all the questions. All right, so is that a deal? Now, here's something that's really cool. I want everyone to go in and do this. We have a brand new community for digital publishers. It is called Publish Like a Pro. So publishlikeapro.com. So if you're interested in learning how to publish digital content in any format, fiction, nonfiction, books, courses, training material like this, webinars, workshops, challenges, go in and join us at publishlikeapro.com. You can do so for free right now. At some point, we will start charging. It might be about $97 a month. But everyone that gets in right now, because we're trying to build this thing up to a few thousand people. So everyone that gets in right now, you're going to be in for free. You'll always be grandfathered in for free. So take a second and go in and join publishlikeapro.com really quickly. All right, and then we will kick this thing off. And after the training, come in and just introduce yourself and just say, hey, my name is John. I'm in Arizona, or whoever, right? So just introduce yourself, and I'll give everyone about 2 seconds to do that really quickly. I'm going to set up my camera while you're doing that. All right, and then I'm also recording this for my YouTube channel. So I'm recording this webinar for the YouTube channel to show people behind the scenes how you do this stuff. And these are the types of things that we'll be sharing on the Publish Like a Pro and the Publish Like a Pro community. We'll show you guys a ton of stuff that most people charge for, and we'll be showing you for free. All right, right, so let's jump into this. So what I'm going to be sharing with you in today's training is actually how to use AI to write, publish, market, and potentially sell your own fiction and nonfiction books, audiobooks, picture books, low content books, digital courses, and other digital content on a platform that millions of buyers visit every month. All right. Now, for FTC compliances, I'm going to read off this disclaimer. Before we get started, I want to be fully transparent. The results and examples that I'll be sharing today are not typical, and I cannot guarantee that you will achieve the same outcome. Success in this program, like any other, depends on your effort, your experience, your market conditions. This is not a get-rich-quick program, and there are no guaranteed results. Please understand that I'm sharing information to help you, but it is important to do your own research and make decisions based on what's best for your situation. Right? So now that we have the big boy and big girl information out the way, I'm going to jump into the fun stuff. So during this free web class, I'll even show you how to use a cheap $20 a month AI tool to create digital content that you can sell and keep 100% of the profits. With this tool and the knowledge of how to use it, you can have a product of your own that you can start selling in less than 90 minutes. Plus, I'll show you some of the exact strategies that I've used for years. So before we get started, I want to make sure that everyone can hear my voice. So give me a yes in the chat box really quickly if you can actually hear my voice. Give me a yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Boom. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Not only was it in the chat box, but he came in and he said yes. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, the yeses are coming in. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. And then the other thing is, before we get started, can you see my screen? So let me know if you can see my screen. All right. All right, perfect. Yeses, yeses, yeses coming in for the screen as well. Thank you. All right, now let's jump into this. At some point, hopefully, this will be recorded as well. Right? We always try to record these things, but technology doesn't always play nice. So I'm hoping that this recording will come out. If you do happen to watch the recording at some point, then you'll have to click the play button to get the video to show. But right now we're live. All right, so what I'm going to show you is a way to make money that most of the world's population doesn't even know exists. And sometimes we'll have these things, right? And we know about them, but then you go and you ask your neighbors, your coworkers, or even your family, and they have no idea that some of this stuff exists. So my promise to you is I'm going to show you what I personally believe, is one of the best paths to make money online by publishing digital content. I've done this stuff for almost 2 decades now, and I've made a lot of money. And now I'm not saying that you're going to make the money that I've made, but I'm just telling you that I've made a lot of money. All right, is that fair? So with the hope that it interests you so much that you'll join me in the program, but I'll present to you at the end. And if that's the case, I'll have a special deal for everyone that wants in. Now, I'll even show you how you can get a gold or platinum plaque like this one shipped to your home to hang on your walls. Once you hit certain levels, we like to really celebrate our students. Here's some examples. So once you generate over 10,000 in digital publishing sales, we celebrate you by sending you a gold plaque. And then once you generate over 20,000 in digital publishing sales, we celebrate you by sending you a platinum plaque. I think this is just a really cool way of giving you a trophy to say, hey, congrats on your hard work. At the very end, for those of you that don't yet have a copy of my book, Kindle Publishing Secrets, I'm going to show you how to get a free copy of this book. So stay until the end. I'm also going to give you some very cool prompts that you can use as well. So I think you'll appreciate those. Really quickly, I see that we have a couple of doctors that are on this training. For some reason, we always attract a ton of doctors. If you are a doctor right now, and Edward, I will answer that question, so keep that. That's a great question. If you are a doctor, let me know, what type of doctor are you? Just put it in the chat box. I'm always curious whenever we get doctors on here, so just put it in there in the chat box. All right, let me know what type of doctor you are. Just put it in there. All right, now here's the other thing. If you're just coming on, please go in and join our free community, publishlikeapro.com. This is a community where we are teaching you guys just everything about digital publishing for free. And a PhD, and okay, awesome, thank you. So keep putting it in there. If you're a doctor, let me know what type of doctor you are. Thank you, I appreciate that. And then once you are done with joining our community over at publishlikeapro.com, just type done in the chat box so I'll know who's done here. So go in and join it really quickly. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds, and then while you are joining it, I'm going to tell you what this publishlikeapro.com community is all about. This is where we'll be. Now, this is totally different than what I'll be sharing with you on this training to a degree. But in this community, people always ask, hey, Ty, how do you go in and how do you create digital courses and how do you create, YouTube channels and how do you create webinars like this event that we're on right now? How do we create digital content like what we're doing right now? How do we create workshops and challenges, and how do we do 3-day workshops? How do we do virtual events? How do you put together, how do I take my single fiction book and turn it into a trilogy? How do I take my single fiction book and turn it into a 5-part series or 7-part series? How do you do all of that, right? So I'm going to be sharing a lot of that in this community over the next couple of weeks and months and years. So you guys will be grandfathered in. Thank you, Diane, for putting that in as well. Everyone that joins this Publish Like a Pro community will be grandfathered in. And once we do start charging for it, which is the inevitable, you will never have to pay to be part of this community. All right. So just come in, introduce yourself, and say, hey, Ty, I'm in. All right. Now, on to the training here. If you are someone that is interested in learning how to publish fiction books in a series, right? Fiction books in a series. I have a training that you can find over at kindlecashflow.com/KSS. So I'll put that up on the screen here so that you guys see it. So it will be, don't go and join this thing right now, but this is just something that I was thinking about. Right, so kindlecashflow.com/KSS. You can go in and watch that training after this training, or you can watch it over the weekend or whenever you have time. This is a very cool training. It shows you how to build out a fiction series, which I think is a really great way of also publishing content. All right, so now, stay focused. Who am I? So my name is Ty Cohen. I've been online since the year about 2000, which now seems ancient. I quit my job of 10 years at Walgreens Pharmacy just about a year before I actually started to come online and start to sell digital products. I've been married for 20 years. We actually just celebrated our 20th anniversary. We went out to the Amalfi Coast. We went out to Italy, which is just beautiful out there, Sorrento and all the great areas out there. Then we went out to Venice, and we went out to Rome, which I'm not a big fan of Rome. And we just really enjoyed us, right? Myself and my wife. I love going to the movies. I really love watching Marvel movies. Grew up really poor. We struggled a lot. I worked hard to figure it out. Didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. Thank you. Whoever just put the kindlecastle.com/KSS link into the chat box, thank you. I really appreciate that. That's how we do it here in this community. I started internet marketing and digital publishing because I couldn't see myself obtaining freedom of time and money working at Walgreens Pharmacy. It just wasn't there. After me giving them 10 years of my life almost, I just didn't see, the option of being able to give my family, myself, my parents, my wife, some of the things that I have been able to do for them with digital publishing. And again, I'm only speaking from my experiences. I'm not saying that you'll be able to do this stuff either, right? I hate when you get on trainings like this and you have people that overpromise and they just start making these false promises. Not false, because anything's possible, but they just overpromise, right? So I've got over 25 years of experience helping and teaching people like you. So all the boring stuff. I've worked with some of the biggest names on the planet, people like Les Brown, people like Robert Kiyosaki, author of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, the late Bob Proctor, star of the movie The Secret, and many others. So where I'm at now isn't where I started. Anything is possible for you. And I actually literally had to make a decision that if it's to be, it's up to me. And I think that the changes in our life start with us simply making a decision. Would you agree? Like us making a decision. And hopefully if you're watching this, you are at a point where you're ready to make a decision. All right. So thank you. Yahoo Finance at one time had named me one of the top entrepreneurs that you need to follow this summer. And many of you, like my good friend Peggy, who's on this, have been on trainings or events with me. I see Ken Chandler's on here. You know, like, and trust me because I always give you the best of the best information. And this will be no different. So I want to ask you a question. How many of you know that if you had to live your life over, you can do more than you've done thus far? Just give me a yes if you believe that. If you had to live your life over, you can do more than you've done thus far, right? So I have sickle cell anemia. Something called sickle cell anemia. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, but I was born with it, and my sister actually passed from sickle cell anemia. Most people with sickle, not most. I gotta be careful with my words because I don't want to put anything out there. But when I was at 12, they told me that I would not live to see the age of 17. I'm as of this training right now. I'm 52. I'll be 53 in January. I believe in defying the odds. I believe that when we want to make up our mind, heaven and hell can't stop us, right? And that's what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to, wherever you are right now, make up your mind that enough is enough, and then watch what starts to happen. All right. So I went to the I had 2 freaking doctor's appointments today. One, I went to go see my nephrologist because they keep bugging me about this kidney thing that I've got going on, and the second was what was the second? A pulmonary specialist. Right, the first one was a pulmonary specialist. The second was my kidney specialist. So kidney specialist, he goes and he says, because you've got sickle cell anemia, there's this increased chances, like this 20% chance that you could have kidney failure and all this other stuff and And my sister Gwen died at 20, I believe she was 27. I was about 12 years old when she died from sickle cell anemia and the complications that came with it through kidney failure. So I started to have this flashback and thinking about that. I started to think about how precious life is and how we can enjoy life by just having a simple moment. So I want you to remember that, right? Life can be fleeting, and we have these moments. At any moment we can stop and we can say, I want to go back and I'm going to start to make a decision as of right now to do more than what I've done thus far. Right? Absolutely. Someone says, doctors, tired of taking pills. Yeah, I get it, right? But the bigger thing is, at any moment we can say, look, I have the ability to do more, but it starts with making that decision. Right? So are you guys with me? Are you here? So what we've accomplished is just the tip of the iceberg of what's possible for us. Every single one of us that's watching this, we can do more now than we ever thought possible. People are living much longer. We have, so much longer to be able to be here on this earth. So we have so much longer to be able to go. And people are living now. Look, just in the early 1900s, the average lifespan was mid-40s. Now people are living in the 90s and, hundreds. Right? A friend of mine, his grandma just celebrated 101 birthday. So even at 50, 60, 70, you still have 50 years. You got 40 years. You got 30 more years. But when you look at it from the standpoint of, I've got decades to go, you now understand that there's possibility. So I want you to understand that there's possibility. So I want to ask you a really honest question, and please be honest with me. What is keeping you from your dreams? What is keeping you from achieving a bit more? What is keeping you? Put it in the chat box. Go ahead, comment, and just be honest, all right? Wow, someone says we had a 102-year-old who was just given life membership to the New Zealand Athletics Special Group. Oh, wow. Very cool. I love that. Very cool. All right, so whatever's stopping you, my goal is to show you how to get past it. All right, but you first have to be honest. Seriously, you have to be honest with, someone says my self, someone says motivation, all right, someone says procrastination. You have to be honest, right? And there's a lot of people that are being honest because I think that's how you get past things. Procrastination. All right, so now what I'm going to share with you, someone says clear direction. So what I'm going to share with you can be applied to both fiction and nonfiction. All right, so both fiction and nonfiction. Let me know in the chat box if you are a writer or if you're not a writer. All right, if you are a writer or if you're not a writer. Now, these 3 things increase your chances at success with the model I'm going to share with you. The first is choosing a global platform that has hundreds of millions of people who are already buying online. This is where you have an increased potential to make sales. The second is modeling an evergreen digital product that's already selling, then making your version available for sale on that same platform. The third is the ability to create high quality fiction and nonfiction digital content quickly. Right? So I want you to take a screenshot of these strings. And if you don't take a screenshot, at least write them down and I'll give you the abbreviated versions of them. The first is global, right? You could just write number 1, global, because we want to be able to sell globally, not just locally in our own city or state or even just our own country, right? We want to be able to sell globally. So global. The second is evergreen and digital. Evergreen and digital All right. So the second one is a two-part. Evergreen, it's actually a three-part. Evergreen, because you want to be able to put the effort in one time and have a potential to be able to sell it multiple times for a longer duration. Does that make sense? Let me know, evergreen, if that makes sense. Give me a yes if that makes sense, and I'll give you an example of this. So when I first started out, I had published a series. Now you can do some fiction and nonfiction, right? I'll give you an example. So when I first started out, on Lulu.com, right? And I don't advise you guys publish to Lulu without having clear direction. But on Lulu.com, this was about 15 years ago, I had published a series of dating books. Would you know that those dating books I still generate a royalty from every month to this day? And it's been 15 years ago. Because that's an evergreen topic. Does that make sense? Put evergreen in the chat box if you get that right there. You can also do that with topics like romance and mystery, right? So on a fiction side. You can do that with billionaire romance if you wanted to. You can do that with historical fiction. So there's so many different. You can do that with personal development. But the biggest mistake that I see is people don't go in and think about publishing evergreen topics. So I want you to please ingrain that in your head, evergreen. The second part is digital. So when I first got started on Amazon, I got started back in 1998. The year that my oldest daughter was born, my daughter Maya, and I was selling physical books on their platform, which was called Amazon Advantage at that time. And with Amazon Advantage, you could ship out your physical books, you can get them published by a publisher, ship them out to Amazon, and Amazon would handle the fulfillment, they would handle the order taken, the refunds, the returns, everything. That was a pain in the butt for me. Can you imagine why that was a pain? Why do you think it was a pain? Well, number one, I had to go in and get my physical books published. Guess why you think all of this was a nightmare? I mean, it was great because it was selling a lot of books, physical books. But it was also very costly because I had to get my books printed by the publisher. And I think I was using a publishing house in Tennessee. I can't remember. So that was costly. And then the publishing house would ship them to me, which was costly. If you've ever had hundreds of books or thousands of books shipped, it gets costly. And I had them shipped by UPS ground because that was the least costly version of shipping at that time. Then I would have to ship them to Amazon, right, which is another expense. So there's a lot of expenses. Do you have those expenses with digital? Yes or no? Simple question. Not at all, right? So number two, evergreen and digital. Now the third part to number two, this is the C of ABC, is modeling what is already selling. The second biggest mistake that I see a lot of authors, writers, digital publishers make is they try to reinvent the wheel and they don't do their market research and try to find out what's already selling so that they can go in and create a variation of it to some degree. And I'll show you how to do that on this training. The third thing is having the ability to create high quality content. Everything that you publish should be high quality. Please put HQ in the chat box if you agree with that high quality. So now I'm going to show you how to do all three of these, all right? So the first step is you find a digital product that is already selling really well and you model it. Tony Robbins says if you want to be successful, you find someone who's already achieved the results you want, you copy what they do, and you'll achieve, he says the same results. I believe you will achieve similar results. You'll at least accelerate. You'll be able to compress time, right? So here's what we do. So some of the things that I want you to understand here is that these are digital ebooks, right? Lots of people buy them every single day. We only want to sell what people are already buying, no guessing, so we're not reinventing the wheel. We need something that has long-term potential, so again, evergreen, right? And then we're only selling short 25 to 50-page Word docs. You could sell longer. I've started to publish longer books as well, 100, 150 pages, right? Okay, and yes, they are the same as Kindle books as well. Kindle books, physical books, audio books, doesn't matter. All right, this process is going to be the same. This is how you build a business. Now, they're easy to create, they're digital, easy to really publish. You can sell both fact or fiction. You don't have to create the content. I'll show you that in just a bit. It's estimated that nearly 100 million people own a Kindle device, more people on Audible. So you can sell audiobooks as well using the approach that I'm going to be sharing with you in just a bit. right? So now, how do we go in and we find out what's already working, what's already being sold, what are people looking for, so that we're not guessing? Well, that's where our good friend Amazon comes into place. By the way, did you know, guys, now take a look at this. Wait, I think you can't. Let me stop sharing and then I'll reshare. Because I think you're not able to see. I'm gonna go back and I'll reshare. Take a look at this. Did you realize that Amazon has paid out just in the last month, just recently, 59 million, almost $60 million to people that are part of this program that I'll be sharing with you in a bit. And you guys can check this out anytime. You can always go in and check it and see what Amazon has paid out every single month. This number pretty much increases on for the most part every single month. All right. But now here's how you do your market research. So give me a topic. Give me something that you have an interest in publishing a book around. Audio book, physical book, Kindle book, doesn't matter. Just put it in the chat box. What do we do our market research on? Give me an example. Just put something in the chat box. All right. And then what we'll do is we're going to go over here to books, travel. Okay, awesome. I like that. So travel. So we'll use travel. All right. Someone says pickleball. My wife's been trying to get me to join some pickleball. All right, lately. All right. So travel. Now, when you're doing this, right? Here's the thing. And again, you can do this for both fiction and nonfiction. Doesn't just have to be nonfiction, okay? So we want to, there's 4 criteria here, and I'll go over 2 of them with you now, and I'll go over 2 of them with you later. Do you know that when I went in and I did my search here, I just put in travel. Less is more. So write that down, less is more. Now, if I go in, we could go in and we could put in travel, we could just put in European, travel, I could put, right, and I could do that. I could then, now look at how many results I get, 60,000, right? Less is more, 60,000. I could put travel, the US, oops, all caps. I got about 60,000, but then when I just put in travel, guess what happens? How many do I get? 70,000. So less is more. You get more results that come up, right? Travel around the world. If I put travel around the world in 60 days, I want to show you something here. Take a look at this. Look at how many results come up. So this is what I mean, less is more. So 58 results. So you always want to start with the least number of words or phrases that you can when you're doing your market research, right? Because I want as many results to come up as possible. I want to find out if this is a market that I should actually get into, right? I want to find out if this is a genre where people are interested. Now, the way that you find that out is, does that make sense? There you go. Boom, I see the aha. Okay, awesome. So now the way we do this is, like I said, there's 4 top criteria that you want to follow. And I want you guys to write all these down. The first is you want there to be at least more than 500 reviews. So you see this, there's 771 here, 771 reviews. So put 500 in the chat box, 500 reviews. Oh, this is a good one, right? 15,000 reviews, right? Here's another one, 17,000 reviews, if I can talk right. Here's another one, 1,000. But so all of these, they have more than 500 reviews, except for this one, right? Now, 700, Portugal Travel Guide. So now this gives us an idea as to where the demand is for, right? So we know where the demand is at, right? So more than 500 reviews, you'll start to see that there's a demand. Now, that's the first criteria. The second criteria is you want those reviews to have at least 4.5 stars or better. So here, 4.8 out of 5. So if you hover over the 5, over the stars, you'll see the average review. So if I hover over here, 4.7, so I want it to be 4.5 or better. Because we're gonna model, all right, stuff that's selling really well and that people enjoy, right? They're getting good value out of it. So put 4.5 in the chat box, 4.5 average reviews. So that's the, right? So that's the first, that's the second criteria. Now if I click on this book here, travel book, and I go in And the third criteria is you want there to be a price point attached to it. Third criteria is you want there to be a price point attached to it. Meaning you don't want it to be available for free. So this is being sold for $28.89, which I love. This is the same thing, right? So at least in one format, there should be a price point attached to it. That means that all of these reviews paid to get this thing. No one's gotten it for free. So these are buyers that have actually bought this thing. A ton of them have bought it, purchased it, if I'm being grammatically correct, for the grammar police that are out there, right? And they love it. So now, on average, look, there's 771 reviews here. Does that mean that only 771 people have purchased this thing? Yes or no? Not at all. Because on average, just 1 out of 10 individuals will leave a review. It's even lower than that sometimes. Like, think about it. How many times have you bought something off of Amazon and you left a review? I just got 4 things today, and chances are I'm not going to leave a review for either one of them. So when you see these numbers, you can pretty much, you can 10x to 100x these numbers to kind of gauge what the sales are to a degree. So I could easily say like 7,000, right, to 70,000 people have bought this thing. All right? Someone says, I hate leaving reviews unless it's a bad product to warn people. So does everyone have the criteria, the 3 out of the 4 criteria so far? Number 1, what's the first one? Put it in the chat box. I'm going to test you guys really quickly, because if you get this, then this will increase your chances of being successful at this. What's the first one? Someone put it in the chat box really quickly. All right, less is more, right? More than 500 reviews. What's the second one? Second one is, I'm telling you guys forgot already. All right, yes, 4.5 stars on average. What's the third one? Boom, what's the third one? Thank you, Peggy. What's the third one? Give it to me. All right, price point, absolutely, price point. You have to have a price point attached to it. So now when you do that, right, and I'll give you that 4th one at the very end. Just remind me to give you that 4th one at the very end, all right? Because I don't want anyone to lose out on that, because that 4th one is going to be crucial. Now, when I'm doing my, when I'm publishing books, I actually like to set targets for myself. Now, this, again, this is just for me. You set your own targets. But I like to aim for making like $500 to $1,000 a month per ebook that I publish. So if I publish 10 ebooks, you know, my target is to generate $5,000 to $10,000 every month, right? So again, I'm only showing you what I like to do. You set yours, and that's not a guarantee. I'm not saying that this is what you'll make, right? We're all big people here. We're all adults, so we know that. Now, these are the typical books. Like, these things can be short, 25 to 50 pages. Like I said, I just recently started publishing some longer books, 100, 158 pages is my max right now. Covers are super inexpensive. I'll also show you how you can get covers for like $10. They can do pretty well if you do this the right way. They have a potential. They can be written and created very quickly. And now that you know what you should sell, because you've done the market research, you know what the demand is like, right? Now, doing the market research for fiction is a little bit different, right? So, but now that you know what you should sell, here's how you can get your books created really quickly, right? You can do this in a few different ways. Number 1, you can get it done by hiring a ghostwriter to write it for you, all right? And I'll show you one of these. We only have time for me to show you one, so I want you guys to kind of vote as to which one you want me to show you. So you can hire a ghostwriter, number 1. Put number 1 in the chat box if this is the one you want me to show you. Only vote once. You can speak it and have it transcribed. I can show you how to do this. Put number 2 in the chat box if this is the one you want me to show you. You can write it yourself. If you guys are diehard writers and you just want to write all of your stuff yourself, you can do this. Put 3 in the chat box if you want me to show you how to do that. Or we can use AI, which is a really cool way to not let it write your book, but to have it help you to spark your creativity, to make it easier to get images created. If you're writing like children's books, right, you can have some really cool children's books created, romance books. It's a great way to help you with outlining. It's a great way to help you to figure out your plots. If you're creating nonfiction, it's an amazing way to get nonfiction books created. Great way to get fiction books created as well. And then it's a really cool way to get audio created as well. So which one, number 1, 2, 3, or 4, do you want me to show you? And we only have time to go through one, unfortunately, but in the training, I'll show you all of the others. All right, so I have Lots of number 4s coming up. So I'm going to go through number 4, and there's a lot that I want to show you. Actually, I have a lot with all of these, but with number 4, there's a lot. So I'm going to run through these really quickly. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over to ChatGPT, my friend over here. How many people have a ChatGPT? Put me in a chat box if you have a ChatGPT account. Doesn't matter if you have a free one or a paid one. As of this recording, you can get a paid one for $20, but it really doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're using free or paid. So let's see, me. All right, awesome, lots of people. Now, I am going to go over here. I have 500 writing prompts that are just really cool, right? I mean, I have a ton of writing prompts, and I actually want to show you how you guys can get these, all right, for free, if you're interested in it. I'll show you that in just a bit. So what type of book should we start with? What type of book do we want to go in and start to write? What do we want to, give me some type of an idea in the chat box. What do you want? Looks like that dimensional spell. Devotional, all right? Give me a couple of ideas, and I'll choose the one that gets the most comments. So romance fiction, all right? Finance. What else should we, put it in the chat box. What type of sample book should we go in and create? I see a lot of people on here, but only a few people are responding. Okay, there you go. Now it's coming in, all right? Children's math, caregiving, quit smoking, dementia, nutrition. I'm looking for something that's going to get more than 2. So far, everything's gotten 1 vote so far. So I'm looking for the first that gets 2 or more. All right. What else? Business, weight loss. All right, self-care. What else we got? What else? Come on, let's keep it going. Keep it going. Dieting, fiction. Fiction is all over. What type of fiction, Nicole? Science fiction, all right? Mental health. Oh, mental health got 2 so far, it looks like. Unless that person entered mental health twice. Let me see here. Did you put mental health in twice? The responses are coming in so quick, so. No, it looks like mental health only got 1. Oh, no. So I saw Peggy put mental health in. All right, so let's go with mental health. All right, so we'll do this really quickly. So I'm going to go in here, and I am. All right, so I'm going to go in, and I'm going to use one of my prompts here. So I'll go into ChatGPT. I'm going to put this prompt in. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to modify it. I want you to act as a professional writer, write a book that teaches people how to. What type of mental health? A loved one dealing with mental health. How about that? All right. Use a creative title, marked out language, generate 12 book chapters with the title and a large persuasive intro for each. I want you to act as a professional writer. All right. Here we go. Boom. Oh, anxiety. Specifically. Okay, we'll do that. All right, so there we go. So now what's going to happen is we're putting the prompt in here. And let me go off my screen if you guys can see it. I got more people that are waiting, actually. Let me let some more people in. And then let me know if you can see it. Can you guys see this? All right, perfect. So now it's thinking, right? And now it's going to start, it's blasting out the chapters. And I'll go through them. I'll start at the very top and we'll come back. All right? And then, so here, I'm gonna start at the very top here. So this one is the chain, the compass, a guide to supporting a loved one with anxiety, right? Anxiety can feel like a storm, unpredictable and overwhelming when it's not your storm to bear, but one you're standing beside. The challenge is not only in witnessing the turmoil, but also in figuring out how to best help. This book is designed to be a compass guiding you through a maze of understanding, compassion, and effective support for someone you care about who's dealing with anxiety. You'll find tools to deepen empathy, encourage self-care, and build resilience so you and your loved one can face anxiety together. All right, so now it gives you the chapters. It's starting to lay these things out, right? It's giving you just the bones of this thing. It's giving you an outline. Now what you can do is, so it's now everyone is going to get a different response. So I want to answer a couple of questions that you might be thinking of. So the first question you might be thinking is, hey Ty, if I put this prompt in, if all of us on here put the same prompt in, will we all get the same results? Is anyone thinking of that? If so, the answer is absolutely not. If 1,000 people put the same prompt in, we'll get 1,000 different responses. That's the first question. And I want you guys to ask me whatever questions you have. Ask me whatever questions you have about this, because I want to cover them. The second question is, can I use this, right, commercially? Can I go in and use this commercially? So according to ChatGPT, as of this training or recording, if you're watching the recording, the answer is yes. They say that whatever you create, you can go in and you can use it and sell it, and you own the rights to it, the copyright. The third question that people will often ask is this stealing, is it plagiarizing from somewhere else, right? Is it taking this from somewhere else? And absolutely no. So here's how I'll show you this. If you ever have any doubts, you can just simply take a passage. You can take one of the sentences, and you can just simply go over to Google. Here's a quick way. Here's the poor man's way of doing some research to find out. You put quotes around it, because this tells Google to search exactly for what you're putting in there. All right? And guess what happens? There's nothing that comes up. No results found for anxiety can feel like a storm, unpredictable and overwhelming. So do you see that? Does that make sense? Really quick, and I know I'm going pretty fast, but that's because I have a ton of things. All right. Now, here's the other thing. If I wanted to go in and start laying this out, I can go in, I can open up a Google Doc, and I can start to take this, let me bring this over here, and I can copy it into my Google Doc if I wanted to. I can take this entire thing and I can start to copy it into my Google Doc one at a time. Right, so I can take the introduction, I can bring it over here. Now I'm gonna, not really a warning, but I'm gonna give you some best practices for doing this. Whenever you are using AI of any sort, you never want to take it exactly as it's given to you. All right, you never want to give it. Never want to take it exactly as it's given to you. You always want to add your own human touch to it. Now, what do I mean by that? Right? I mean, you can go through these and you can just go in and you can revise this. You can add your own touch to it, right? Make it fun. Put your voice, put your own spin on it. Never just go in and take this and try to publish it to Amazon. The other question that you might have is, does Amazon allow AI created content to be sold on their platform? Absolutely yes. They're totally open to it, and I'll actually show you how you can actually do that later on. So now the other thing is I can go in and I can say, hey, look, I want you to expand on chapter 1. So let me zoom out so that you can see what I'm about to do here. I can say, we got more people that are coming in a little bit late. I love this chapter, but please, oops, hold on. I love this chapter, but please expand on it in detail using no less than, how many words? 500 words? Right, so now I want it to go in, I want it to really dig deep, all right? So now I'm saying, hey, I love this, what you've written out, but I want you to go in and flesh this thing out and really make it a lot more detailed. So do you see what it's doing? So now it's going in and it's writing it out, and I can take this, once it's done, excuse me. All right, so now I can take this, and I can put this into, now you see my chapter 1, this one was, I mean, there's not much, right? Just less than paragraph. But now I can take this and I can add this. And I can do that over and over and over again. You see, like this is here is 3 pages. Now if I do that across multiple chapters and I keep adding it and I keep telling it to expand, I can have a 100-page book easily. Easily I can do this, right? But again, you would go through it, you can add your own voice, You can have a proofreader do that. You can have an editor go in and do that. I personally prefer to go in and kind of add my own touch to these. All right, again, don't use this as it is. If you're a writer, you can also go back and you can say, hey, look, write a description that captures the chaos of a battlefield, right? If we're doing something in a historical format, I can come back here, right? The battlefield was a storm of sound and fury. So you can use this to get ideas. Does that make sense? Like you can use this thing to just go in and get a ton of different ideas using all these different prompts that I have. Write a scene where the protagonist has to navigate a dangerous obstacle course, right? So I can go in, I can do that. So there's no limit to it. No limit to the genre, no limit to anything that you can do here. Right? Now, here's something else. Is there anyone here that's interested in writing or publishing children's books? Give me a yes if that's you. We'll go on the fiction side of things here, right? So yes. So now I can go in and I can say, hey, look, I want to help. I want you to help me out with writing my children's book. Now, when you're doing this, right, you always want to use a new window. So go use a new chat. I'll post my prompt in here. So I'm going to say, here's my prompt. I'm looking to create a bedtime story, children's picture book for little girls between the ages of 3 and 5. I want the stories to all be about a princess to some degree. Actually, do you guys want to build this story out live right now really quickly? And we can edit this because I want to show you the power of this. So what type of a children's book? What type of a children's book should we build out? Let's do it. Let's make this a collective effort here. What should we do? Friendship. Okay, I'm looking to create a bedtime children's book. It won't even be a bedtime, right? A children's book. And what ages should it be for? For little girls, all about friendship, right? Or girls between ages of 10 and 12. That's a great age, right? My girls are long past that age. All right, and then I want the stories to be all about a princess to some degree. Does that fit? Should we leave it as a princess? All right, friendship, complete with descriptions of a story, vivid descriptions for the main characters and titles for each. Give me 3 different ideas that would each make a great selling children's picture book. All right, so now I'll take this prompt. I'm gonna throw it in there, and let's see. So here's what it's going to do. It's going to give me 3 different ideas, and then I want you guys to vote on which one you like best. And then I'm going to show you how you can get the graphics created for this thing. I'll show you how you can actually turn it into an audio book. All right, so we'll have some fun with it. So here's the 3 different ideas that it's giving me. So book 1 is going to be The Princess and the Lost Locket. All right, book 2 is The Festival of Friendship. Book 3 of our 3 choices is The Brave and the Shy Princess. So here's the description of each, and you guys vote in the chat box, and we'll go in and we'll cover one of these. So this one, book 1, The Princess and the Lost Locket. Princess Lila loves to explore the royal gardens and secret passages of her palace. One day, while playing with her best friend, Clara, she loses her mother's special locket, a family heirloom. Panicking, Lila and Clara embark on a whimsical adventure to find it, encountering various palace helpers along the way who each share clues about the missing book. Through the search, Lila learns the value of trust and teamwork, realizing that Claire's friendship is more precious than any jewel. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2, right, the Festival of Friendship. Princess Zara is hosting the annual Festival of Friendship in her kingdom, where everyone is welcome to join and celebrate, but when an unexpected storm ruins the festival's main stage and decorations, Zara worries that the celebration is ruined. With the help of her friends, Zara learns that the true essence of the festival is togetherness, and they rebuild the festivities better than ever before. Zara's journey emphasizes resilience and the joy of sharing happy moments with friends. So that's number 2. Number 3, The Brave and Shy Princess. Princess Tessa is bold and fearless, always up for an adventure. Her new friend, Princess Maya, which is my daughter's name, or Mia, her name is Maya, is a shy and gentle soul who prefers reading in a castle library to climbing trees. When Tessa's adventurous spirit leads them into an unexpected situation, Maya's calmness and knowledge save the day. Together they learn to appreciate each other's strengths, understanding that friendship is about accepting each other as they are. So which one should we go in and build out? 1, 2, or 3? What do you guys think? So let's see. So far, I see book 1, I see 2, I see 1, I see 3. All right. Oh, looks like 3 is winning. Okay. All right. So we'll do 3. So now what we're going to do is we'll say, look, I really like book 3. All right. Book 3. Please continue to build it out in detail. All right. So I'm going to do that. Now, before I come back and ask it to build it out in detail, I want to go in and I want to build out the images for the characters. All right. So now with this prompt that I just shared with you guys, you also have the character AI image prompts. So I can now take these prompts, I can put these into Leonardo, which is our image creation AI. And I can ask Leonardo to build out the characters for me to use here. Now, when I'm doing this, you want a 1-to-1 aspect ratio, right? And I'm going to generate, let's see, I'll generate how many images? I'll generate 4, right? So we'll generate 4. And this is token based here. So how many people are familiar with Leonardo? If you guys are, let me know. All right, okay, awesome. A couple of people that are. So now what it's doing is it's generating the images. So that's the first set of images. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. Let me get my other prompt. And then we'll go back over here. Okay. And now it's still, now this thing does take a little bit of time here, depending on when you're using it. Sometimes later in the evening, it can be a bit busier. But now look, so this is Princess Tessa, a brave young princess with short blonde hair. This is what my prompt is telling me, is telling the program to give me. With short blonde hair and bright blue eyes. Does this look like her? Short blonde hair, bright blue eyes? Dressed in a royal blue tunic and silver details, wearing a small sturdy crown with silver jewels. Did it get it right? What do you think? Right, so now if you've got a children's picture book, you've got your images here. Isn't this like this I get really excited about? This is insane to me, right? So now we've got our first character here. Now I'm gonna go back and this is our second character, Princess Maya, right? A gentle young princess with long dark brown hair and soft hazel eyes. So now I'm gonna go back and I'll say, hey, give me the other one here, all right? Now, you guys, do you think I think this is really cool. Some of the things that you can do with AI nowadays. Like this is insane here. All right, so now it is building out the second character. What questions do you have while we're waiting for it to build out the second character here? What questions do you guys have? Put it into the chat box or the comments box if you're watching this somewhere else. What questions about using AI in general do you have? Anything, there's no such thing as a dumb question. I think that's how you learn. All right? All right. These are ready to use royalty free. Yes, they are. All right. And now this is Princess Maya, a gentle young princess with long dark brown hair and soft hazel eyes, dressed in pastels. And then it continues on. Right. So how many images will you need in the book? So it depends. Like you can go in and you can use 8, 9, 10 books. Is this for the cover of a book? No, I'll show you how you can go in. That's a great question. Do you guys want to see how you go in and create the cover for your book? Why not use AI text exactly as generated? You could if you wanted to. All right. This is Leonardo. I'm not a big fan of Midjourney, but I like Leonardo. I like Ideogram as well. That's another one that I really love. All right. So we're gonna go back into ChatGPT. Whatever questions you guys have. Now I'm saying I really like book 3, The Brave and Shy Princess. Please continue to build it out in detail, and it's going to go in and build that out. Now speaking of the cover. If I wanted to ask it to build out a cover for me, I can go in and do this right in ChatGPT. I'm gonna open up another. Actually, you know what? I'll do the cover afterwards. Just remind me because I wanna have it go in and build out this the rest of the story. And while I'm doing that, I'll put my cover prompt up here. Now I'm not really fond of using Leonardo. For my covers, I like to use ChatGPT for my covers, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Right, so I'm telling it to expand on the actual book so that we can get a longer version of it. All right, So now take a look. It's giving me an expanded story outline. So for those of you guys who are writers, you can just take the outline that it's going to give me in a minute. It's thinking, and you can write this in your own words, right? So now you can write this in your own voice. You actually have the themes, right? You've got the summary. Does this make it easier? Like it makes it easier to get past like, oh, I gotta regenerate. Sometimes you'll see that. But it makes it easier to get past like writer's block. It makes it easier to get past these creativity issues. Do you see this? So now you have the settings, you've got the theme, you've got your main characters, right? You can change the names if you wanted to. You've got your plot breakdown for key scenes. So you can really, now if I wanted to turn this into an actual book, but I could go in and publish on Amazon, I could also do that as well by continuing to prompt it. I don't advise that you do that, but it's not against the law. It's not against Amazon's terms of service either. All right, and you would own the copyright to it. Does that make sense? All right, so now this is how I can do this. So now the cover. So you guys were asking about the cover. So I have my cover prompt as well. Yes, plagiarism checking, absolutely. So Kathy, I think you might have missed when I talked about how you go in and check the plagiarism. Did you guys see when I covered that part? How do you go in and check the plagiarism? Now there's a ton of third-party tools that you can use to check plagiarism as well. I talk about that in the program in more detail. But now here's a couple of covers, right? You can, now, of course, we're not going to use these covers as is. We'll go in and we can use these covers as starting points to give our graphic designer a baseline. We can say, hey, look, this is the direction that I want to go in. Now, you can use ChatGPT. You could also go in and you could use Leonardo. Which one do you like best? Now, of course, this is not the title that we would use. We can go in and we can tell Leonardo to use the title that we want. Which one do you guys like best? Leonardo or ChatGPT's version? This is ChatGPT or Leonardo. Now, look, take a look at this. I also have another one, but I'll show it to you guys. And this one you gotta keep between me and you, all right? Who here can keep a secret? Because I gotta get rid of, put secret in the chat box if you can keep a secret, all right? Put secret in the chat box if you can keep a secret. Just put secret in the chat box because not everyone can keep a secret here. All right? And of course, I'm just give you guys a hard time. But here's another one that you can use. This is a platform that you can use to do some really cool stuff, especially if you need, AI traditionally has been very bad with text, getting the text correct. But if you notice here, this is good, right? So this is what I mean, like, don't listen to anything that you may have heard about things like plagiarism or, you not owning the copyright or you not being able to publish on Amazon or the output being the same for everyone. Because that was stuff that was true a year ago. It's no longer true. What you hear about AI 1 week can be totally false the next week because it's moving back fast. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So let me know. So now here's Ideogram. Take a look at the covers that I get from Ideogram. What do you think? Boom. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? Oh my God, you guys, don't tell me you're not, like, if you're not blown away by this, I don't know what, you guys are, I have no idea what like this is insane to me. It used to cost me about $100 before to pay a graphic designer to get this done. Now I can get it done with just AI. Do you see that? Like I can go in and I can do this. This is just insane to me. Right? So there's a lot of options. Now, I want to show you something. Which one do you like best? Do you like do you like one, which is well, hold on, let me get out. Do you like put one if you like Leonardo best, like its designs, or put two if you like and I'll show you, let me show you all of them. So I think I just lost it. Put two if you like ideogram best? Which one do you like? One, this is Leonardo. I think they're both pretty cool, right? I think they're both really cool. But this is my secret, so don't go share it with anyone. I shared it with you guys. Don't even share it with anyone else. All right, so now the next thing is, how about audiobooks? Is there anyone that's interested in learning how to publish audiobooks? I'm going to share another secret with you guys. If you can keep a secret. Is there anyone that can keep a secret here? All right, so let's say if I wanted to go in and I wanted to turn some of my story into an audiobook, right? I can take this and I'll just show you a quick sample. Someone's put a secret in there already. I can take this, I can go to 11 Labs, and I'm going to show you guys how you can go in, you can get this. Go to Ty Cohen, oops, I can't even spell my own name, tycohen.com/11 to get a discount on 11 Labs, all right? So tycohen.com/11, that's how you can get a discount. And then for Leonardo, I think it's tycohen.com, Leonardo, I think that's what my team set up. Right, but if I wanted to go in and I want to create an audiobook, I can go in and I can take this. And I'm going to choose a voice.
In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity.
All right, so now I can go in and I can hit. You can go choose your voice here if I wanted to, and I can generate speech. Tessa and Mia meet at a royal gathering where all the young princes and princesses are invited to spend a week in the castle of Wisteria. Tessa finds the gathering boring and decides to explore the grounds. She soon stumbles upon Mia sitting quietly in the library with a book about mythical creatures. Intrigued, Tessa tries to convince Mia to go on an adventure outside the castle. Oh my gosh, who does that sound like?
I think this is a really nice way to just talk naturally together, talk plainly. Let's give it a...
And here we have a calm, well-spoken narrator.
In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity.
Isn't that a great voice for a children's book? So you can literally go in, you can sample, you can use any voice that you wanted to, right? So I can use any voice that I want, and this is how you can go in and create some really cool audiobooks, right? So this is a great program here that I think everyone should be using. Everyone should be using. We build out a lot of projects using 11 Labs and Leonardo and just a lot of these different platforms that I've been sharing with you guys. So this is some really cool stuff. What'd you say? Can you put your code in the chat? Yeah, it's just tycohen.com/11. So tycohen.com/11. All right, so tycohen.com/11. So that's it. Pretty straightforward. Right, so now here's my disclaimer. When using AI, never use content exactly as it's given to you. You only want to publish high quality content. So put HQ in the chat box if you are on board with only publishing high quality stuff. All right, it's pretty easy. You can use any of the 4 options that I've shown you. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Who wants access to the prompts that I just used? All right, just give me a yes in the chat box if you want access to the prompts. Like the prompts that I use to have, my covers created. The prompts that I use to have the characters created. If you want these, just do me a favor, share with me, what are your thoughts so far? Leave me a testimonial that I can use to promote this training to other people. So leave me a testimonial to get the prompts, to get, this stuff, and to see your name and likes. Now, here's the thing. Only leave me a testimonial if you give me permission to use your name and testimonial to promote this training by email, ads, or anywhere online, or offline. So let me know what you think of this so far. Leave me a testimonial. Someone says, all right, very cool. All right, awesome. Keep them coming. So stay until the very end, and I'm going to give you those prompts for free. And then I'm also going to show you how to get over $500 when you join the KCF program. So modeling what's already selling, plus digital evergreen content, plus global customer access, plus super quick creation periods equals the potential for massive success. Now, step 3 is you then go in. Someone says, great stuff. You've got my permission. Thank you. Great testimonials coming in. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. So leave your testimonials as well. All right. Step 3, how do you list your books on Amazon? Well, it's pretty simple. Amazon doesn't charge you to open an account. It takes less than about 10 minutes to get started for most people, right? Almost all countries are accepted. You can get started using any device. Like you can go and you can use your desktop, your laptop, your tablet, your cell phone, and go in. Now, here's a second way to make money with this. Now, the first way is by actually selling your books on Amazon. Selling your books on Amazon. And again, you could sell them on Amazon's KDP platform. You could sell them through Audible, through ACX, right? If you're selling your audiobooks. The second way is Amazon has a program that's exclusive to Kindle publishers. It's called Kindle Unlimited. Right, so basically Kindle Unlimited is where readers can go in and they can join this unlimited program where they can read an unlimited amount of books, our books that we publish through Amazon KDP Select. And if you set it up correctly, Amazon will pay you a royalty based on the number of page reads that your book gets each month, even if you don't sell your book. So you can get paid just for someone going in and reading your book, right? Is that bananas? So 2 ways to get paid. Someone buying your book, you can generate a royalty. You can also generate a royalty for someone reading your book, right? So isn't that pretty cool? Isn't that pretty cool? So remember when I told you that even if your books don't sell, you can still make money, right? So just last month alone, as you saw, Amazon paid out they paid out over just the updated version as I shared with you guys earlier. I don't do this thing live often, so I'm going to show you. This is what they just paid out, right? Just recently, 60 million. And like I said, you can always come here directly to Amazon's page. You can see what the most recent earnings have been. I want to show you how this thing has grown, right? So with over 500 million of your customers' credit card, debit card numbers already on file, it's easy for people to go in and buy Kindle books, right? Once they're on Amazon, it makes it easier. So let me ask you, do you have a credit card on file for Amazon? Yes or no? And if you're like my household, we have about 2 or 3 of them, 4 of them. I've got business cards, I've got my personal card, right? Amazon gives you 70%. You sell, depending on the price points, right? But you sell, so for sake of easy math, they give you 70% of the royalties of everything that sells. So let's say if you sell $10,000 worth of books a month, you keep 7,000, right? So just to give you an example of the math on that. Now, here's the thing. Amazon wants you to make money because when you make money, they do. So let's say if you sell $5,000 worth of books a month, and again, I'm not saying that this is what you will make. I have to put that out there because some people will say, hey, Tommy, you said I'm going to make $10,000 a month. I'm not saying that that's impossible, but I'm also not saying that it's possible just from what I've shared with you here and everything else, right? So that's it. But I'm showing you what is possible. There's people that are just crushing it on Amazon, and you see this all the time, right? I've been doing this stuff forever. I've seen a lot of things. I've done a lot of things. So this is a way to make money that most of the world's population doesn't even know about. Now, I want you to take a look at how much Amazon has paid out to Kindle content publishers so far. Take a look at this. When I show you this number, or these numbers, pay special attention because they get bigger and bigger over time. Now, Amazon has paid out over $3 billion to those that publish content on their site. So think about, like, how much of that $3 billion do you even need? Like, how much would it be cool to have, right? Who here would like to learn how to get a teeny tiny small piece of the money that Amazon pays out every month? Remember, so far they paid out over $3 billion. That would be insane, right? So this is where they started. So this is the very first month of Amazon starting the Kindle Unlimited program. They started at that first month, 2 publishers, they paid out $2.5 million. August, the next month, 4.7 is what it's going to. September, the next month after that, 5 million. And this is just in a single month. Royalties paid out, right? Someone says all of it. November, 6.5. December 2014, 7.25. January 2015, 8.5. By the end of 2015, that number had risen to 13.5. But beginning of January 2016, the number had increased to 15 million. By end of 2016, 16.8. January 2017, 17.8. What do you notice here? Do you notice a pattern? By the end of 2018, 23.7, right? What do you guys notice? These numbers are increasing. So Amazon's consistently, these numbers, for the most part, on average, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, Right here, August 2022, 45.1 million, and then in September 2022, 45.1 million, so about the same. But then in October, it increased, right? And then, I mean, end of December 2023, 51.9, right? And then you guys just saw, just recently, they paid out 59, what was it, 59.8 or something? What did I show you guys? I forget. Almost 60 million. So, and this is to everyday people like you and I, as long as we know how to play the game, right? Like every day. So by the way, if you're curious, every month, again, you can go in, you can visit Amazon site to see how much they paid out for the previous month, and it grows and it grows. And this is where you can go to kind of see what they paid out for the previous month, right? So now someone says gonna explode. Yeah, now that I've taken you this far, I have a few simple true false questions that I want to ask you guys. So a couple of true false questions that I want to ask you guys. And if you see one, use the chat or the comments box to answer, because this is a pretty cool game. This helps me to understand how well I've been able to share how important it is for everyone, I think everyone, to publish digital content. This thing has totally changed my life, so I'm a big fan of publishing digital content. All right, so true or false, you have to be good at marketing to sell online. True or false? All right, so I see the falses coming in, falses. I see a couple of people putting true in, and honestly, this is a big false, right? There's a handful of marketing hacks that we can teach you that will help you to understand how to create a successful online business in a much shorter period of time than normal. It's just like some of the things that I shared with you during this training, right? About Leonardo and ANI and some of the other things. Would you agree? Is it true that you didn't know those things prior to watching this? And do you think I made it kind of simple? Like I like to learn in a very simple way. I have no ego, so I always tell people, hey, look, if you're gonna explain something to me, explain it to me at a 7th grade level. And I like to teach in that way because I think that it's very easy to grasp and understand. Right? So do you agree that there's some things that you didn't know before watching this? All right? So there you go. Thank you, Norma. I appreciate you. Right, so true or false? You need to be an expert or a writer to be successful with Amazon Kindle publishing. True or false? True or false? Now this is false. 100% false, right? 100% false. And I'll show you that it's false because with resources such as AI like ChatGPT and freelance writers, which I didn't even share with you guys, it's easy to get high quality content created that you can then sell on Amazon. And I actually go into how to use freelance writers and ghostwriters and get ghostwriters very economically for like, less than $200 to write an entire book for you in the program. I didn't have time to do that on this. True or false, with all of the free information out there, the demand for Kindle books and just audiobooks and books in general is diminishing. True or false? Now this we know is false, right? Because we just saw the numbers where Amazon's royalty amounts consistently increase. Like they started at 2.5 million a month back in July 2014, and now they're close to 60 million this month. And I have no doubt that within the next year, possibly 2, they'll be paying out like 100 million a month. This thing is like Powerball, right? True or false? So, well, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. The buying frenzy taking place with Kindle books right now, and in fact, Kindle books sell much better now than when I first got started, right? So when I first got started, the numbers were very low. Now that you guys are here, it's insane, right? True or false? You can only sell nonfiction or fiction using this model. True or false? You can only sell nonfiction or fiction. This is totally false because I sell both fiction and nonfiction. Many of my students sell fiction and nonfiction, right? Many of you guys who are some of my students, you sell both. False. So we actually have students that are doing extremely well selling both fiction and nonfiction, and I recommend that you sell both. You start with what you are most comfortable with. So if you're most comfortable with fiction, start there, but don't be afraid of expanding into nonfiction and vice versa. All right? Does that make sense to me? Yes, if that makes sense. All right? So Amazon allows you to sell in hundreds of categories and genres, including business and investing, mystery, thriller, and suspense, romance, right, which is a huge seller, short stories, teens and young adult, also huge, right? Children's books, also huge. Business, also huge. Personal development, also huge, right? Great sellers. Matter of fact, I have a personal development series that I'm building out right now. I just started on it this morning. True or false? All the good book ideas have been taken. True or false? Right? Let me know. True or false? Boom. False. Absolutely false. Like I said, I'm just working on new, and I've got personal development books that I published already, but I'm working on more, right? Because they do well. So false. With new interests and new readers coming on the scene almost daily, Amazon publishers will never be at a shortage of ideas to publish well-selling books around. So totally, totally false. True or false? Using artificial intelligence is against the rules. True or false? Oh, for Sean, good to see you on here, Washington. So true or false? All right, absolutely false. Amazon has no choice to embrace AI, to be honest with you. They have no choice because they use it. And they're building out they're putting billions of dollars into AI. So they actually encourage the use of artificial intelligence as long as you follow the rules. Now that's the caveat. So here's how you follow the rules. So as with any Kindle book, you want to make sure that it is of high quality, HQ, right? If it's garbage content, if it has wrong information, or if it infringes on copyrights and trademarks, you should not publish it, right? So here, Amazon will ask you a couple of questions when you go and publish your AI created content. Did you use AI tools? And you just hit yes, right? So they do allow AI, right? So it will ask you how much. Some sections with minimal or no editing, entire work with extensive editing, right? So they just want you to at least go in and make some changes to it, all right? There you go. True or false? This is a business model that everyone should get involved with. Now, I'm a little bit biased here. Well, what do you think? True or false? This is a business model, absolutely. And I'm biased because, like I said, digital publishing has really changed my life. I can't even tell you in how many ways it's changed my life. It's made things less stressful. And again, I'm only speaking from my experiences. I do have to be very careful with what I say because I don't want to ever give someone the impression that I'm saying that it's going to be super easy for you to do. I'm telling you what it's done, right, for me. So, again, I like to be truly ethical, truly honest, and, just let you know that there's some possibilities out there that if you are not doing this stuff now, I fear that you will get left behind. Meaning, here's what I mean. If you're not publishing digital content, please, 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 please start doing this. I don't care if you do it with my help. I don't care if you do it with someone else's help, but please start doing it. And with AI, it just makes it incredibly easier. All right, so understanding this, each book that you publish has the potential to become another income stream. And I say potential because not every single book is going to do well, right? So potential. Yeah, someone says who's going to be the next J.K. Rowling? Absolutely. It becomes easier and easier. Are you guys familiar with Peter Diamandis? So Peter Diamandis is an extremely smart guy. He was saying, he predicts that the next billion-dollar companies are going to be ran by people who proficiently know how to use AI in just small teams of 3 or 4 people. So Ken, yeah, absolutely. Right? Great interview. And I heard this interview, I watched this maybe about a year ago. Right? So that's where AI is taking us. So think of Amazon as a giant super affiliate. They basically sell other people's content. The only thing that's missing is your content. Right? So it's your content. So please do this. Now, here's the thing. This works, but you just don't publish a book and throw it up on Amazon. That's what people think. I just publish a book and I throw it up on Amazon. That's why I have the training, because I want to show you what you do after you publish the book. How do you market it? How do you sell it? Right? How do you build up a reader base so that you have readers that come back and they buy the other books that you have? So, one of my favorite authors is Napoleon Hill. I read a lot of his stuff. And for me, belief, I'm huge on belief. If you've ever been following me for any bit of time, you know that, right? The things that I've been able to overcome, the things that I teach to people, and the things that I help others to achieve and overcome. I want to ask you a simple question. Do you believe that you can do this? Yes or no? Do you believe that you can do this? Because that's where it actually starts. Like, honestly, if you don't believe that you can do this, there's nothing that with all of my success, I've made millions and millions of dollars selling digital content. I've taught it to lots of people and lots of my students. If you are one of my students, if you ever learned something from me, just put yes in the chat box, or in the comments box. I want people to see the number of people that I've been able to touch. Well, I can't do anything if you don't believe. Right? If you don't believe that it's possible for you. So that's why I spend time doing this stuff right now. And so Napoleon Hill says there's nothing that belief plus a burning desire cannot make real. There's nothing that belief plus a burning desire cannot make real. Right? So it starts with the belief. My objective when I'm publishing books is I don't want to just do this I want to do it for altruistic reasons, but I also want to make money. So my objective is to have orders rolling in. So I continuously tweak my processes and my systems with that intention in mind, and I share this stuff with you as well. So again, my aim when I'm publishing books is to generate $500 to $1,000 a month per book that I publish. So if I publish 10 books, my goal, my aim is to generate 5,000 to 10,000 every month. That's mine. And I think that every time we want to do something, we have to have a starting point. It's like GPS. If I say, hey, Ken, I want to come to your house, you live here, right? But I don't know where. I can't just say, hey, are you on the east or west and just head that direction. I need to get at least your address. So that's where we have that starting point. So he says, come on, Ty. Absolutely, brother. It's been a long time since we've seen one another too. I hope your wife is doing well. But so do you guys understand that? Like you have to have a starting point. So my starting point is you think of how much you'd like to make a month, and then I always tell people to double that number because it is possible. And again, I have to say that I'm not guaranteeing you this, right? That's why I can't show you my students' numbers and all this other stuff for FTC reasons, just to be compliant and to set true expectations. But if you were to see the numbers that my students make, it'd be just insane, right? But have you ever had a goal of doing something in the day? Doesn't matter what it is. And you said, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get this done today, or I'm gonna get this done in 3 hours. And then you look up 8 hours later and you're still working on the darn thing. That was me and my son cleaning out the garage. And if you've been on any of my trainings, you've been hearing me talk about cleaning out this garage now for darn near a month. And it's not even dirty. It's just simple stuff, right? Sweeping up some things and moving some boxes and taking some stuff to the dump. So oftentimes when we have an ambition to do something, we underestimate how much time it will take, right? And we underestimate what is possible. So I'm telling you to whatever your desire is, whatever you want to achieve, double or triple that number. Les Brown says if you shoot for the moon and miss, at least you'll land on the stars, which is not too bad. So does that make sense? So this is something that's easy to scale. You can publish an unlimited number of Kindle books. Like Amazon, as of right now, they limit you to just publishing 3 books a day. But I mean, that's 21 books in a week, right? So they like making money as well. So I've shown you the system. I've shown you how it works. The big opportunity right now is you have 2 paths. So path number 1, this is what I did back in 2008 when I first got started, 2007 when I first got started with Kindle publishing. It took me a long time to get this and figure it out. I was actually the very first to ever start teaching Kindle publishing. One of the as far as I know, the very first. And now you see some people who are teaching it, and who do you think they learned from? Who do you think these guys got inspiration from? When I was doing this in 2007, and now they start coming along, and some of these guys weren't even born in 2007. I know that because my daughter, who's 26 now, I think 27, right? So set the path, and I learned this through trial and error. I learned this through putting years and years and well over a decade into this, studying this. I learned this through teaching thousands of people, and well over that, but to be safe, I'm gonna say thousands. I learned this by putting a lot of money into this. I learned this by putting in late nights when my wife would say, hey, she would make this joke and she would tell friends, the only way for me to get tired to come to bed is if I had a laptop on my nightie, right? Because I would come to bed 2, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes figuring this stuff out. I learned this by waking up at 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and figuring this out. I've done the work so you don't have to. So you can now take my processes and you can follow along, right? So it cost me a lot of time and money to figure this out. Ken, you and I, when did we meet? I think we probably met maybe about, had to be over 15 years ago. So I've been studying this stuff since way back then, as you know, right? And I never deviated. I've never deviated from digital publishing. So be wary of the individual that's always teaching something new every 6 months. Have you guys ever seen that before? the guru that always has something new, because that person can't. Freedom Factor, that's right, I forgot about that. In Raleigh, that's right, 15 or 16 years ago, Armin Morin. So have you guys ever seen that? So be wary of an individual that's always switching lanes every 3, 4, 5, 6 months a year. That's because they can't figure it out themselves. But if you see someone that's consistently doing the same thing, that should be a sign that they're successful at it. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense, right? So the biggest challenges of trying to do this on your own is not knowing exactly what to do step by step, not knowing where to get buyers and sales, not knowing what genres, categories, and topics to start with, not being able to stay focused, suffering from shiny object syndrome, which I've been there, not having access to mentors in the community who are doing it correctly and want to share with you and others exactly what we do, not having the money to get started. By the way, speaking of money, how do some rich people start their businesses? What do you think, right? So being able to follow in the footsteps of people who have already done what you want to do is one of the fastest paths to success. It's one of the less stressful ways of doing it. I wish I had someone to share this stuff with me when I was first starting, but I didn't, so I pioneered the way. So with that said, I want to give you a way to get started with your own successful Kindle publishing business, even if you don't have, all the funds right now. I'm gonna give you an option. We've put together a complete package of training, tools, hand-holding, support, and a community of others that will actually help you. So we're giving you everything that you need to get started today with nothing else to buy from us to do this. With what I'm going to show to you, you can get started with this and you don't ever have to buy anything else from me to get this thing up and going, all right? It's called a Kindle Cash Flow Program. It's a program that will consistently always update with new things, new findings, new research. So it's a step-by-step system that's backed by years of teaching others how to get started quickly. You'll get the entire system. You can go at your own pace with this thing. This is not a physical product, right? It is an online program that you'll get immediate access to. You'll get the core Kindle Cash Flow course, and this is a very simple, basic program to go through, but it gives you phenomenal results. Right? I show you how to go in and do the market research in a way where it just doubles down on everything that I taught you. And obviously with just an hour and a half, I don't have the ability to show you everything like I do in the program. I show you how to go in and properly publish your Kindle books on Amazon. I show you how to build out a massive email list, which I think every single person that is watching this should be focusing on. And that is learning how to build out an email list, especially if you want to learn how to generate sales. That's going to be one of your biggest assets. If I had to start all over again, that is the very first thing that I will work on and show you how to properly do this in this program, all right? Give you a lot of other things in this program as well. So with everything that you get, plus the earnings potential, you can see why this program would be an incredible investment at $6,000, but it's nowhere near that amount. And in fact, at some point, right, people are saying you should go in, you should charge at least $5,000 for this program, because I've got people that know how valuable this thing is, right? Like I said, Les Brown has shared this program with his followers. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, he has promoted this program to his followers. The late Bob Proctor, he's promoted my program to his followers. And they would only do that if they thought that it was valued, right? Now, one of the other things that I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the price of this program back to $2,997. Now, I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, but I am going to do it at some point, because again, it is a valuable program. People that come through it and that actually do what I show you how to do, they do well, all right, in their own sense. Now, right now, you can get in by paying $1,997. You can do so by going to kindlecashflow.com/smart. I'm going to give you some other options as well, but you can go to kindlecashflow.com/smart, and that will get you in for a single payment of $1,997. You'll never have to pay anything else after that. I'll put that link into the chat box, right? So let me just go in and make sure that I have it here. And if you see that link there, you can go and you can click that link, right? If you don't see it, if someone could put it into the chat box, that would be awesome. If you're watching a recording or something like this, you might see a button around here, but in any event, It's a very good program. It's one that we've got tons of people in. It's a great community. It's a very positive community. There's some other options that you can use to get into this thing. You can use PayPal, of course, and PayPal has your PayPal credit option where you can go in, and I think with PayPal credit, you don't have to put anything down right now. You can go in, you can get in for nothing down. You'll get access to the program, and then I think you make small monthly payments. And then the other options where you can do this also is that you can use Klarna or you can use Affirm, and we might have another option on here called Afterpay, where you can also go in and you may not have to put anything down right now, and you can go and you can make small monthly payments. But I do want to stress to you that you should only use those options if it's not going to put you in debt. You know what I mean? Like, well, it's going to put you in debt, right? It's something that it is. But if it's not going to stretch you, like, don't do it if you have to make a decision between buying food and paying for this, or paying for your rent or your mortgage and paying for this, right? You know what I mean? So just make sense. I don't want anyone to put themselves out. As much as I believe that this program will help you, I do want you to also use some sense, right, when using this. So I do like to give these options to people just in case you need, other options outside of just paying the full amount up front. These are options that are available in the U.S. As well as in other countries. They may not be available for everyone, so when you go over to kindlecashflow.com/smart, and I'll click that link, here's what it will look like for you, all right? You'll see the price up there, $19.95. You have the different options, so you can go in. If you want to use PayPal, you'll simply click this PayPal button here, and then you'll see all the PayPal options. So you can click this to use PayPal in the standard way, and that is paying with your PayPal card, or PayPal account, I should say. You can use Venmo. You could also use PayPal buy now, pay later. And this is what I mean, where I don't think you'll have to put anything down right now, but you'll make small monthly payments. And I don't know what those monthly payments will be because everyone's different, right? It's gonna be different for everyone. Now, the other options, and again, only use this if you feel like you are in a position to be able to do this. Don't put yourself out by trying to, use financing or anything like that. Don't put yourself in a bad position, right? Now, the other thing is we have Affirm and Klarna. So each of these will show you different monthly payment options. Like right here and it's going to be different for everyone. Some of you may not see these options depending on where you're located. They won't show for everyone. Affirm, it'll say, hey, you can make, for me, it says monthly payments of $69. It might show something different for you. So you can go and you can click those. Klarna will show something different as well. And again, it might be different for every single person. You may not have to pay anything up front right now. Make sure that you fill out all of the different fields, right? And then when you choose your payment option, you can use your credit card if you want to. This is probably one of the better ways to do it, but you do have the other options. Then you'll hit the Get Instant Access button down at the end. Now, if you have any questions or if you need help placing your order, you can come over here and you can click this. And this is a form that you would fill out. Hopefully it opens up in a new window. Yes. All right, you can come over here, you can fill out this form, and someone on my team will help you to place your order if you have a problem. If it doesn't go through, maybe you contact your bank, you let them know you're ordering online, and they'll help you out. If you need support in any other way, you can go here. All right. So I give you these other options. Most of our students will order using their credit card or PayPal. I do give you these other options, but I do want you to be responsible if you're going to go in and use one of these financing options, right? I don't want you to feel like you're being pressured or anything like that. That's not how we get down in our community. I want everyone to be, all right? PayPal, pay later. Thank you. Absolutely. I appreciate that. So there's your options for getting in. Again, if you need help placing your order, complete the form at kindlecastle.com/help, all right? And someone will help you there. Here's the steps, and I'm going to give you those prompts. I'm going to give you the bonuses that I mentioned. kindlecashflow.com/smart. If you are already in this program, all right, or if you are getting in, just put I'm in into the chat box. If you are already in it, or if you're in any of my other programs, put I'm in the chat box. If you're getting in this program, or if you are in, I just want to see how many students I have. Doesn't matter if you're just in this program or if you're getting into this program, just put I in or I'm in. I just want to see. All right, awesome. So we got Sarah, I got Michelle, I got Angela, Hillary, I got Bobby, I got Ricky, I got Davina, lots of people, all right? So keep putting it in. If you're getting in this program, or if you're in any of my other programs, or if you're in any of my communities, all right, put in. I'm just kind of trying to get a gauge as to who's new, who's getting in. If you've ever watched the training with me before, all right, Diana, I'm in, Melanie, in, all right? So again, so you go in, you fill out your name, your email address, fill out all your billing information, all right? And then be sure to hit get instant access. Now, if that button doesn't work, that means that you didn't fill something out. So make sure you fill everything out. If you are going to use financing, all right, some people are saying I'm in the community. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a gauge as to where everyone's in. So if you're trying to use one of the financing options like Affirm or Klarna, make sure that you see this after submission, you will be redirected to securely complete your next steps. So after you fill everything out, if you're using like your credit card, you go here, you put your card number just like you normally would, and then you hit get instant access. If you're using PayPal, you'll fill everything out, choose PayPal or pay later. It will take you to the PayPal site. You'll complete everything there, right? And then you'll check your email address for everything. So make sure you fill all of this out. If you're using, if you want to use PayPal or Affirm or Klarna, you'll choose your option. Make sure you fill everything out here, all right? And then after submission, make sure you complete what they say here. After submission, you will be redirected to securely complete your next steps. So there's next steps that you have to complete for both Affirm and Klarna. And I always like to point that out because sometimes people miss it. So make sure that you fill out everything. If you see anything in red, that means that you need to fill it out. You might see some things on the bottom, and then you hit get instant access. Again, please only fill out use Affirm or Klarna or any type of or like the PayPal credit if that's truly what you want to do. All right. The next thing is, what else do we have here? What else? Oh, I want to give you the bonuses here. All right. So check your email once you get in. All right. And boom, looks like we got a couple of people that are getting in, which is really cool. So welcome aboard. All right, welcome aboard, welcome aboard, welcome aboard. All right. Now, here's the thing. Our 100% money back guarantee, we have a 30-day money back guarantee with this thing. All right, 30-day money back guarantee. Right. So, look, this is how you do it. Right. So I'm asking you, what are you waiting for? We've made this doable and possible for everyone. Get in. Right. And then someone wants that site. I'm gonna give you guys the site again. And just minutes from now, you can be on your way once you're in. All right, here's everything that you'll get. You'll get the core Kindle Cash Flow program, which shows you automation domination, how to successfully set up your KDP account. You'll get the market research profit maximizer. You'll get outsourcing magic, which shows you how to leverage your time and your profit potential with outsourcing. You'll get formatting your Kindle ebooks for maximum sales, which was, all of these are where people make massive mistakes. They try to do this on their own and they end up screwing it up. And then they end up coming back, all right? So they end up coming back and joining the program. So you can kind of give yourself that shortcut and just join the program right now. Now, here's something that I want to do that's pretty cool. And I don't know how much longer I am going to do this, but I want to give you 2-for-1 access. So 2-for-1 access. So what does that mean? That means you come in right now and you can bring in a friend, a partner, a family member, a business partner who can also share your access. All right, so kindlecashflow.com/smart. I'll put the link in to go in and click, and then that's going to take you over to the order form. You can join that order form, sign up, and you'll be part of the program here. You'll be part of the community. All right, so you have two choices. So the first choice is do nothing, not take this leap of faith, and continue to stay stuck where you are and kind of miss out on this whole digital publishing revolution, which I don't think is a wise choice. The second option is listen to your heart, take a chance, and totally change your life for the better. All right, join a community of people that are just doing this thing. All right, so the webinar will close down soon. That's that link again. You might be thinking about doing this on your own with what we've given you far, and of course you can, but it's going to take you a while, and you're going to hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. As I said, I see people that do that all the time. They think they can do it on their own, and they're just missing so many pieces of a puzzle because you just don't know what you don't know. And then they end up coming back after they've wasted months or even in some cases years, right? So you can save yourself the heartache and you can just get started in the right way, with the right direction now. So our most successful students get help from us and they get past these roadblocks quickly. Students that get help from us get going and they see the results that they are after because they have consistent hand holding every step of the way. And those that get help from us understand the value of speed and that you're only getting them to where they want to be quickly with the confidence that they're doing it right? And then, as I said, we kind of like to celebrate our successful students. So once you generate over 10,000 in digital publishing sales, we celebrate you by sending you a gold plaque. Then once you generate over 20,000 in digital publishing sales, we celebrate you by sending you a platinum plaque. Right, so once again, you can get in right now for $19.97 by ordering online at kindlecashflow.com/smart. I gave you all of the different options. If you need help getting your order in, you can go to kindlecashflow.com/help. All right, that's going to help you. And learning how to sell digital content online has also given me the ability to afford to live an incredibly amazing life. And most importantly, it's given me the time and freedom to educate, empower, and inspire others just like you. But I do want to warn you, all right, that I've been doing this for years, so I do consider myself to be an expert. Or with that said, it is one of the easiest things that I have ever done to generate income. The sad truth is that most people live unfulfilled lives, doing the same thing day after day, wishing for more. And one of my favorite quotes is by Henry David Thoreau, who says, most people lead lives of quiet desperation and go to their graves with their song still in them. I hope that will not be you. All right, I hope that will not be you. All right, so what if you could achieve just a fraction of the success that I have? How would that change things for you? And just as you are brand new to all this, so was I at one point, right? So was I at one point, all right? All right, and Cammy, you can reach out to support by using that help form, not the help form, but kindlecashflow.com/support, not the help form, because that won't go to the right person, but kindlecashflow.com/support. So the difference is that you can see success. You have the potential to see success much quicker than I did because I had to learn on my own and it took me years, all right? So you'll have help from me, my coaches, and scores of my other students that are in this program, people of all ages, right? All walks of life, making it possible for you to get started in just days, right? So there you go. Now, here's where I want to go in and I want to kind of share with you. Once again, if you got value out of this, leave me a testimonial. And again, only leave a testimonial if you got value out of this. And if you give me permission to put your name up in lights by sharing what you say in our marketing and our online and offline advertisements for this training. All right. And again, here's how you can get in. All right. You can go in, you can fill out everything, you can choose your payment option, and you are in, and you'll get that 2-for-1 payment option as well, or access, I should say. All right. So this is everything that you can get. Thank you for staying until the very end. Welcome aboard to everyone that's gotten in. Here's how you can go in. You can claim your free copy of my book and get a chance to speak to one of my Kindle publishing experts who can answer any question that you may have by visiting kindlecashflow.com/call. So kindlecashflow.com/call. That will get you in. All right. That will give you access to the book and get you in. Now, the other thing is, if you have yet to join our community, you can join our community. And this is what I think someone was asking, and that is by going to publishlikeapro.com, go in, sign up, register, introduce yourself when you come in, and let us know, right, how you came across the opportunity to actually join us in the community. You could say, hey, I just watched Ty's training. He welcomed us into the community. And as I said, at some point, we will be charging for this, but everyone that joins the community now, you will have a chance to get in for free, and you will never, ever have to pay anything. You'll be grandfathered in, right? So there you go. Now, as I promised you, here are the prompts that I use as well. So you can take a screenshot of this, let me know. All right? Once you've done this, thank you, Peggy. Awesome testimonial. Thank you for all the great testimonials that are coming in as well. All right, thank you. Let me know once you have this, once you've taken a screenshot of it. And once again, thank you to everyone that is in. Good to see everyone that's jumping in this thing. Very cool as always. To see new people taking a leap of faith. All right, new members, here's what you gotta do. So new members, you are going to log into the members area. You can check your email for the members area login. All right. From that members area, you can join our Facebook group if you want to, or you can join the community. All right. So the Facebook group would be at kindlecapsule.com/FB. For community would be kindlecapsule.com. I'm sorry, not Kindle Capsule. Publishlikeapro.com. All right. Publishlikeapro.com. And then from the members area, make sure that you join our updates list, which will be at kindlecashflow.com/updates. All right, so kindlecashflow.com/updates. All right, so with that said, thank you for listening. All right, this has been a great training. I hope everyone has a great day, great night. I'm going to leave you with listening to a couple of our testimonials from some of our students who are in this program. I think I have this here. Let's see.
Kindle Cash Flow is one of the very best courses I've taken, and I'm making great progress and look forward to publishing my first book in the next several months.
Hi, I'm Mary, and I have found the uniqueness of Kindle Cash Flow with your step-by-step training, models, marketing tools, and stellar customer service.
Hi, I'm Simon. I bought the Kindle Cash Flow a little while ago. It's a really great training. The program is awesome, and I highly recommend it.
Hi, I'm Linda Sharp. I recently purchased a cash flow system, and I love that I can go through the training at my own pace. I love that the modules are so easy to understand, and I'm looking forward to publishing my own Kindle book.
Hi, my name's Brett. I purchased a Kindle Cash Flow. So far, I've been very impressed with the ease of use and the quality of content provided. The Facebook group is incredible, and I would highly recommend the course to anyone. Thank you.
And for Kindle Cash Flow, training is an awesome program. It's ideal for building a long-term residual income, which is beneficial for everybody no matter what time we're in, especially in these times. So the training is step-by-step. I highly encourage you to give it a try.
Ty's training is extremely informative and very detailed on how to start a business selling books online. I highly recommend it for anyone wanting to get into business or help others that already have a book product that'd like to help promote.
Hello, my name is Valerie. I am a member of Kindle Cash Flow. I've gone through all the trainings and currently a writer of screenplays, music, poetry. My first step in writing a book. I'm very excited about it, and I definitely recommend this to others. Hi, it's Ty, Marty, and Josh.
And Ty, everybody into Cash Flow. For everything that they've done, I definitely recommend it. The way I see it at this point.
All right, guys, have a great one. We will be seeing you. And once again, thanks for joining. Have a good day, good morning, good night. If you have not left me a testimonial, as everyone has, all right, thank you. I love it, Benita. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome testimonial. Thank you, everyone. All right. I'll leave this screen up. Go in.